And I think it's really fun that Midnight Mass, this is not the first time we've heard of this. Hey, it's Kristen, and today we are talking about Mike Flanagan's brand new Netflix show, Midnight Mass. In the show, the arrival of a charismatic priest brings miracles, mysteries, and renewed religious fervor to a dying town. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on Midnight Mass. Have you been really anticipating this one? I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. I want to say I do enjoy Mike Flanagan's work. I loved The Haunting of Hill House so much, and to me that is top tier. I don't think that there's anything better than that right now. I really love that. And what I think is so great about Mike Flanagan's work is that he brings a lot of the same actors back. He talks about a lot of really deep topics, and he does a lot of really fun things with like Easter eggs and connections and things like that, which I really enjoy. And I think it's really fun that Midnight Mass, this is not the first time we've heard of this. If you go back to his movies Hush and Gerald's Game, you'll actually see references to Midnight Mass. The first time we see reference to this book is in Hush. Kate Siegel plays a woman who is deaf and a horror author, and her latest book is Midnight Mass. Even in the movie, you see a little snippet of the plot summary, which says, but the 512 souls on Sleepy Crockett, and Church put Riley face to face with a terrifying secret. So, you know, this story has definitely been brewing for a while, as that movie came out in 2016. And then a year later, in Gerald's Game, you see the character of Jesse reaching up, and there is a Midnight Mass book on the shelf. So I think that's really fun. It just shows how much this project has been on Mike Flanagan's mind, and I'm wondering if, like, could there be other Easter eggs and other projects of his? I think that's so cool. Getting deeper into Midnight Mass as a whole, this is something that Mike Flanagan has said is his favorite project that he's done. And there's a lot of things in this story that connect back to his own life, being an altar boy, getting sober. And the story really drives into the horrors of human nature and fanaticism and corruption and blind faith and religion, as well as like addiction and recovery and redemption. And I think what's so fascinating about the show is the themes itself. I think that there's a lot that you can kind of analyze and dig into. There's some really interesting concepts around that idea of blind faith, and also, you know, taking a text like the Bible, for instance, and twisting it to fit what you want to portray. And so that might not necessarily even be what it's meaning, but kind of having it go along with your own agenda. And I think that there are some, you know, interesting ways that they take these religious ideas that we know about, like the blood of Christ and communion and angels even, and twist that into something that maybe we haven't seen before that is a little bit scarier. As much as I really enjoyed these themes that they brought up, I have to say I didn't really love Midnight Mass as a whole. I found it very slow, especially like the first like 3 episodes. I think really things start to pick up at the end of the 3rd episode as you're getting to the 4th. There's only 7 episodes, so by the time we got to like episode like 6, I was like, how are we gonna wrap this up? And I also felt like we were so focused on the community that there were storylines that I wanted them to dive deeper into, more backstory that I didn't think we got, like for instance around Riley and the accident that he had and his drinking. And I also think at times there were some moments where we just saw Mike Flanagan doing the same tricks that we've seen him do before, like, okay, things get dark and now your scary figure comes up. That same turning shot into the scary figure happens. And to me, I kind of felt like, okay, well now I've seen this so many times. I'm used to it. I'm not scared right now. Like I said, I don't think we dove enough into like Riley's situation and what actually happened with him. So then when we did see, you know, this figure haunting him, I was kind of like, we didn't even do anything with that. I also think that like I wanted them to play things up a little bit more. Like, you know, we're diving into sort of like miracles of Jesus at some points, and I didn't feel like there was enough there. Like I wanted them to take it further. But like they could have just gone so much further with, you know, the mysticism and the miracles and even the backstories of these characters. We only got 7 episodes. I think that if we had sped things up a little bit more, maybe we, you know, started really having things ramp up at the end of the 1st episode or the beginning of the 2nd episode. It just felt very slow to me. There's a lot of, you know, deep dialogue, but it feels more like they're telling us versus just showing us certain things. I also felt like there were certain plot points that I thought they didn't even set up, but then just kind of came out of nowhere. Like a certain relationship that Monsignor Pruitt had, I was like, okay, that kind of came out of nowhere. This one didn't work for me, but I know that Mike Flanagan is also working on another show called The Midnight Club that I am very excited about, and I'm going to keep checking out his work because I think overall he does dive into some really unique and captivating stories. I just don't think this one was for me. If you like this one, you can check out more of my reviews right over here, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.